Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're recording much earlier than usual because we're going to Orlando to hang out with my brother and his family.
Yeah.
So normally we record like in the evenings on Wednesday. We're doing this Tuesday, technically afternoon, almost morning. I'm sure there's going to be some big announcement we miss.
Probably.
As it typically goes. Actually, a lot of times, not as much lately, but a lot of times I announce things like on Thursdays.
Yeah.
But
It depends, though.
so we may miss some stuff
Yeah.
this week. If so, we're sorry. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You'll get it next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it then. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to go to Disney. My brother's in town. His family. We're going to stay at the Swan and Dolphin. And
Just Swan specifically, because they have brand new rooms they just renovated. So
oh, that's true. They do. They
We'll-
actually
we'll talk
have
about those.
one of the best hotel gyms.
Weirdly
enough, it is massive. Like it is.
That's awesome.
It's almost. I remember the Aria in Vegas had it was almost
Yeah.
just like a commercial gym as their gym.
Mm-hmm.
Swan's close, or the
Okay.
Dolphins. Well, both of them they share it. But
Yeah.
so we're staying there, and then we're also going over to Universal. A couple of days there, and the cousins get to hang out and have some fun. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So that's why we're recording a little earlier. We're leaving Wednesday afternoon, and then we'll be back Friday,
Late Friday.
late Friday. But
Late Friday.
that is the plan here. So, but we
Yes.
do have some things to discuss. Disney has yet announced more discounts
yeah.
this time going into 2026, which has an interesting little wrinkle to it that I think they've done before, but they typically don't do one of these things that we'll talk about.
Okay.
And then we other news things we'll talk about as well. And then we have our segment, which is Disney dining we would do again and Disney dining we wouldn't do again. I don't know. I don't have a catchy phrase for this.
Yeah, it's hard to do. Repeat or no?
Do it
Repeat
or
no?
do it or don't. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure that out one day. But that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get to the news, just remind everybody, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And in fact, if you're watching over here, you can become a member if you like what we do here, and you can get some perks and help support the show and keep the lights on, all that good stuff there. And of course, if you're listening on good old trusty audio podcast form, just ask you to please subscribe on whatever platform you do listen on. And if you wouldn't mind leaving us a review, we would greatly appreciate that as well. And if you want some great theme park apparel, you can check out Capture the Magic Apparel. And that is our company where we design all the shirts in-house. We print it in-house. We don't use third-party printers, so everything's printed by hand, shipped out to you from us. So it's the highest quality and shirts that will last you a long time. And we have some new Epic Universe shirts that are in the shop now that you can check out. We did one after each land. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. Plus, we have the selection of shirts we've had for a long time in there as well you can check out. And for this month, you can use the promo code April and get 15% off of your order. Plus, if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping on top of that. And so you can save some good money there. High quality shirts we print on, next level, comfort colors, hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever you want. Super comfortable shirts. We can do that for you as well. So go check out ctmapparelco.com and use the promo code April to get 15% off of your order. So, all right, well, let's get to the news. Like I teased in the beginning, 2026 vacation bookings are now open. And I guess the headlining part of it is the main discount or deal that they're running as part of this.
Yeah, so you can now book January through October of 2026. November, December will become available at a later date. But the cool kind of deal that they're going to run, and basically this goes throughout 2026, is that kids can get free dining all year. And so the deal with this is that throughout 2026, guests staying at Disney Resort hotels will get a free dining plan for their kids ages 3 to 9 when purchasing a dining plan as part of their package for the other members of their party that are ages 10 and up. So this can be combined with other special offers.
That's the part that I found very interesting.
Yes.
Is the fact that you can essentially stack it. And these are we don't know the discounts that they'll run in 2026, but they may have done this before. I don't recall them ever being like you can stack discounts. Now I'm sure they're not going to be all of them, but the fact that you can do that, I think they're definitely trying to entice early bookings.
Yeah, we don't know what the deals will be yet. I'm thinking it'll be something like, you can do free dining for the kids, plus take advantage of like some kind of deal where like the more days you book, the cheaper it is, or something like that. Because this is a ticket and hotel package they're talking about with the dining plan.
Yeah,
So-
although I do think depending on how this year goes and how it starts looking for next year, you could see there's still a lot of significant discounts they could run. They may still run this year. I mean, they
Yep.
did in the past do, what was it? Buy 3 days, get one free or something along those lines. They've done that deal before. Yeah, it's interesting. Although I don't know. I mean, we've talked about before the dining plan, at least for us, doesn't make sense. And even talking about free dining when they do offer that, typically you're paying rack room for the room, rack rate for the room, getting the dining plan. It just depends on how you tend to eat on your trip. Usually, in most circumstances, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to do the dining plan. And in this one here, you'd have to buy it for everybody else. And then do kids eat enough? It depends on your kid.
Right.
Do they justify enough to eat that? Or are you trying to get the kid to order prime rib? Which
Right.
little Johnny would like prime rib, and I'll have a salad.
Well, the deal does include the quick service dining plan or the Disney dining plan. And here's an example of how much money you could save on this deal. So this year, 2025, just going by those prices because we don't know exactly what the Disney dining plan is going to be, yada, yada, depending on what days you stay and all that. So the Disney dining plan for 2025 is $97 per adult and $30 per child.
Per day.
Per day, yes. So for a 4-night trip for 2 adults, 2 kids, that's about $1,016. So for 2026, with only just like a slight increase in adult prices, you would pay around $776 with the kids being free. So you're going to save a couple $100 at least.
It does depend, but I think usually it's more of a convenience factor for most people because it's like taken care of and you don't have to, other than the tip, but you don't have to, keep paying on your trip. Essentially, it's like a cruise where you buy the packages ahead of time or something, and it's all taken care of, and it's just easier to manage in most cases.
Thinking about if you have 3 kids under 9 and under, then all their dining is paid for the whole trip. That's something. That's something.
Yeah, but yeah, so that is the deal they're running, headlining for going into 2026, and I'm sure. I mean, when do they usually announce the discounts? I mean, usually it's like a couple of months ahead of time.
It depends. October's usually when we see for the next year. I'm trying to think last year. It's definitely not in the summer. It could be this year. They could starting doing deals as early as the summer. They could, but typically it's definitely in the fall.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess preemptively you could, you only pay what, $200 down.
$200 to put down for deposit for your package. Yes.
Yeah, so technically you could do it as a holding and then see if there's other discounts and things like that. So
yeah, and what's cool about this is you can book this deal right now, pay the $200 deposit, and then especially if you're working with a travel agent like Zip Travel, you can have your travel agent just amend the deal for you. They can put it in and they can save you money that way. They can just go in and change it.
Yeah,
after it's already booked. So, they also have early theme park entry that will continue, which is the 30 minutes before park opening for resort guests. They'll have extended evening hours that are going to continue for deluxe and DVC resort guests on select days of the week. And the free water park admission on check-in day will continue in the summer. So that's not a full year thing in 2026. It just starts in the summer of 2026.
Interesting.
So I think 2025, it's good for the whole year 2025. But January 1st, 2026, it pauses for a little bit until the summer, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. But, well, if you are interested in the offerings they have and all that, you can go to vacationwithzip.com. That's a travel partner. They can get you hooked up, and it does make it easier if you just haven't. Yeah, you can just tell them to change it up and look for a deal or something like that.
It's great.
So
speaking of, do you want to talk about the ticket prices for next year?
I would love to,
Great.
Jamie. So Disney released their ticket prices for 2026. This being single day non-park hopper tickets, just your base level tickets, and some of the parks ticket prices stayed the same. And a couple went up a little bit. So, as of right now, currently Magic Kingdom The price ranges on the tickets go from $139 per day to $199 per day. Epcot is $129 to $194. Hollywood Studios is $139 to $194. And Animal Kingdom is $119 to $174. So in 2026, up until, I don't think this counts for November and December, Magic Kingdom stays the same. Epcot stays the same. Hollywood Studios goes from $139, which is what it was, up to $199. And Animal Kingdom goes from $119 to $179. So Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom went up $5.
That's not much. But
But here's the thing. Why even do it at all? Especially Animal Kingdom. You're already going to have attendance. That park has been struggling with attendance anyways, and it's going to get hit even harder, presumably this year with, everything going on Epic Universe. A lot of people, I think that park is going to continue to struggle. I don't understand why even raising it $5.
Well, I don't know. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't know what the reason is behind that. Obviously, ticket prices go up every year, but it's interesting to see how they're not going up from Magic Kingdom and Epcot from 2025. I think they're really trying to stay below that 200 mark.
I was going to say.
I think that's their threshold before people are going to be like $200 to go to Magic Kingdom. Like, you know what I mean? Like optics.
Well, I completely agree because I think as of right now, they've gotten so much flack, especially the last 6 months about their ticket pricing, like a lot of attention. And Disney's been much more sensitive about defending the ticket pricing. Mm-hmm. And I completely agree. I don't think during this time period when potentially Epic Universe is going to impact your attendance and there's, economic factors out there, consumer spending is not, confidence in spending is not very high. Raising it, even if it was $1 to that $200 mark, would be a headline grabber. Because even though Disneyland's done it, Disney World's a different beast. Yeah. And I think that would be, again, just more of, look at Disney raising prices. So this is weird to me that like two of the parks stay the same, but two of them are being raised. And like Hollywood Studios on the same price level as Magic Kingdom is not something they typically do.
I mean, it's not this. Well, Hollywood is a little bit more expensive than Animal Kingdom by $20.
Right, but I'm saying it's literally the same range now as Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. I think, honestly, it's just because Hollywood Studios, especially in the weekends with, Rise of the Resistance, with all of the Star Wars stuff, with some of the rides there are very, thrill type rides, I guess, more than Animal Kingdom or Epcot. I think that's why they're pricing it higher, because I think they're seeing higher crowds for their capacity than they are at Epcot or Animal Kingdom.
I mean, they do have a wait time issue there. Although I would argue, given the flack that they've gotten about price increases, which I think is justifiable, given if you look at the last 5 years, how much it's gone up and the things that have been taken out of the ticket, fast passes and things like that. I mean, if you do Lightning Lane, let's say you pay $199 to go to Magic Kingdom on a busy day and you get Lightning Lane. I mean, essentially your park ticket is $230 something per person.
Yeah.
So that's literally just the entry level to get in before you can, spend more to get what you used to.
Yep.
I think it would go a long way. It's like $5 in two parks. And it's like, why don't you just come out and just be like, hey, we're not going to raise ticket prices. We hear your feedback, and they're clearly with their discounts they're running, trying to get families to come back. A lot of these are targeted to families with small children. Like, the argument being you've priced out the middle class, and you would argue as well, the middle class is what built Disney World into what it is on repeat visits from families that have gone for a long time. You could play this as an optics game and be like, hey, we hear your feedback. We're not going to raise prices for a while. We're blah, blah, blah. Like do the whole spiel about we're listening to your feedback and we're trying to be more family friendly, whatever that is. I feel like that would serve them way better than raising the price at tickets for $5 in two parks.
Yeah.
Personally speaking, I think you would potentially make you more money and earn you a little bit more positive fanfare than doing this.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't. The increase is not enough for there to be kind of like outrage about it. So I think they're like, well, we'll just do a tiny bit.
But that's the thing too. It's so little. It's like, why do it? And second, by doing it at all, you're still feeding into the rhetoric of price hikes.
I mean,
which in the Wall Street Journal article, what was interesting is people inside of Disney, when they were talking about this, said that they were quoting people inside that worked at Disney that said they felt the company had become addicted to price hikes.
Yeah.
So if you're addicted to it, this seems like you're just like, I just need a little bit of it. Just give me $5. Like it's just such a strange thing. I just like, oh, you'd be better off not doing it at all. But you're right. If $5 is not a ton, and again, this is not affecting most ticket packages probably, but it does also like set up kind of the base level, which everything else is built off of, which is like these single day ticket offerings. But
do you think that maybe, because this is just for a single day, no hopper park ticket for this one park, do you think that they're trying to maybe say like, okay, you know, people that come in and just, you know, buy single day tickets like at the park, like go up, I want to buy just one day ticket here. Do
you mean those crazy people that do that?
Well, I'm wondering, I'm wondering if like they just don't have a problem with that at Epcot and Magic Kingdom, and they're just trying to like encourage people to buy multi-day tickets or something, because we don't have the information for multi-day tickets in front of us, but obviously the more days you buy in a ticket, the cheaper it is per day.
Right.
So I think the price increases, I think, are just, it's just, first of all, it comes to the territory, and second, it's like they're just pushing you to do multi-day tickets. And because right now for Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Disney Hollywood Studios, they are the three that are they're the most popular. They're the ones that people mostly visit. And Animal Kingdom, they're struggling. They're struggling with attendance numbers and everything. And I think this is their way of maybe like pushing people to do multi-day tickets that includes Animal Kingdom.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of just reasons. But also, again, I don't think it's significant enough to really like have a reason to be like, well, we should analyze this. You know what I mean? It's just, it's just a $5 increase, like whatever.
Right. But I mean, if you look at say $5 every year, eventually you're going to be $20 more after 5 years and be like, wait a minute, didn't it used to be this? And I think, again, it's more of an optics thing to me, in that at the same time you're running all these discounts and then running more, you know, talking about even more discounts that will happen in 2026 and beyond. So to be running all these discounts while also raising prices is a weird optic play. I will just say that's kind of a strange thing to do when the presumption is, you know, Epic Universe is going to hit their attendance on some level, unknown at this point, if or how much it will. But I just feel like, yeah, optically, that's just a strange thing to be doing while running discounts, also raising prices. Is just, I don't know. I find that kind of interesting, but.
So they do with hotels.
Oh, I know.
They jack up the rack rates and then offer discounts. They've been doing it forever.
Oh, I know. I'm just, it's interesting, but it's only $5. So, but this is going to set those up until, I mean, I know Blog Mickey had essentially said they think Disney will raise prices in November and December of 2026. I think that's going to be really dependent upon how this year goes and how next year goes. Before, like, if they're not doing so hot, if they're having trouble getting attendance, you could see them not raise prices. I don't know. I mean, I still think it's Disney. They still may, but I don't think it's a guarantee that they would just jack up prices then.
I think this is also a way for them to encourage people to buy now, because they think, okay, we're going to have a price hike. They will increase prices, in my opinion, between now and the next year into 2026. So they're trying to get people to buy early this year for 2026. I mean, you can book, it's April. You can book a year and a half out right now. So if you got a trip coming up in October 2026, you can lock in these prices now. And I think maybe that's what they're trying to encourage people, because there wasn't much of a difference in pricing. They're like, oh my gosh, I got to buy my tickets now. I got to do this now, because otherwise the prices are going to go up in like a year or 6 months or whatever Disney decides. And, you know, or they could. And it's just kind of like they're just prepping for that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
It's not a bad idea, though. If you do know you want to come in 2026, book it now, lock it in now, and then you can change it later.
Yeah, and I mean, you still have that rumor out there about the variable ticket pricing model that they could just institute that would fit into all this as well. I feel like that would be much more of them trying to use that as a way to like book early, because essentially it would be cheaper the earlier you bought, which is why I still think they may do it. I kind of thought if they were going to do it, they would have done it by now, but this would probably just fit into this. So like any given day, you know, Epcot could go from $129 up to $194 based on maybe they get some new show at Epcot with more demand. All of a sudden it shoots up like within a day or an hour.
Yeah.
So they could still throw that on top of this. That would work that way, I suppose. But But yeah, as of now, 2 parks stay the same. 2 parks went up $5
Yeah.
on single days. So,
Yeah.
all right. Next story we have is the Chateau de Voyage DVC Welcome Center is now open at Epcot.
Yeah, so this was like shrouded in mystery for like a while. Like, what are they doing in Canada? What are they building in Canada? Well, it's a DVC space. This took over the Hotel du Canada, which is near the big waterfall. If you go up the steps of the pavilion, it was just this large building that had nothing going on. They just use it for like storage and stuff for a long time. Used to be a shop, but they're like, okay, we'll just use it for DVC center. But this is a place where you can talk with a rep about what DVC offers, becoming a DVC member, and you can even tour a model unit, and it's of the Polynesian island tour rooms. So you can this is kind of like a one-stop shop. They don't really have one in Epcot before. Do they have one in Magic Kingdom like this?
I don't believe they do.
Is this the first park one they have with models? I think it is.
It could be.
I think it is. This layout, though, of the model is completely different than what's offered in the actual island tower. But the furnishings and the details are the same. So just FYI, if you go in there, it's laid out completely different.
So it's a liar.
It's not a lot. I think they're just wanting to get you a feel for it. I mean, they're kind of limited on the kind of space they had in that building. So they just kind of work with what they had. But just a reminder, this is not a lounge. This is not a DVC lounge. This is not by like you come by and you just like sit on the chairs and whatever. No, they want you to make an appointment or stop by and like actually speak with a DVC rep.
See, I mean, we should have guessed anything that's like, what is this thing going to be? There's a probably 80% chance it'll be DVC.
Yeah.
Because
they love that.
That's what they like to do. But yeah.
I definitely think that we're going to see more of these popping up in the parks. Obviously we don't know when or where, but if this proves to be like lucrative, if they have a lot of people coming in and checking it out, then they'll for sure roll out to more places.
Yay.
So yay.
Sorry. I was caught on my heels.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess if you're DVC, you're presuming looking into DVC. That could be good.
Yeah.
Everybody else will just be like, what is this? And then you can't go in here unless you have a tour. You're like, never mind. Keep going. All right, and the next story we have is there are more updates coming to the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride in 2026.
Yes. So in an announcement from Disney, they say starting May 22nd, 2026 at Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland Resort, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run will allow guests to control the iconic ship like never before. For the first time ever, the crew will be in control of their own destination, leading to potential adventures on Bespin, the wreckage of the Death Star around Endor.
The second Death Star.
I'm so sorry. The second Death Star around Endor, or the just announced bustling city planet Coruscant. Thank you. Also Tatooine is another one. Another new gameplay addition allows the engineer positions to communicate with Grogu during the mission. It says, we're so excited that these updates debut on the same day as Lucasfilm's upcoming title, The Mandalorian and Grogu. However, the attraction storyline will follow a different path. In this new thrilling storyline, Hondo has gotten wind of a deal going down on Tatooine between ex-Imperial officers and a band of pirates. There's a generous bounty for their capture, so you'll borrow the iconic ship and team up with Mando and Grogu to track them down and explore the galaxy. So this engineer update will be able to interact with and care for Grogu, which is nice.
I mean, I think this is an attempt to give the engineers something to do.
I like that.
Because in this, I've often said this ride it's better to me on the outside seeing the Millennium Falcon. The queue is pretty boring. The ride is, if you're a pilot, it's a lot of fun. But usually the kids are pilots. And then if you're the engineer, you just sit there and push buttons. And then the other person can, I guess, shoot the rockets. But, they're adding something to it. I think this becoming more like Star Tours is a good thing for it. I think that it has much more rewritability.
I like that you can change where you go, or you can choose.
Which means fights are going to break out in the middle of this ride for people
arguing.
I
want to go to Endor. No, I want to go.
Yeah. This is a good thing for this ride. It does, to me, it needs some tweaking. It's a unique concept and idea. I think in execution, it's a little lacking. So adding some rewritability and some more interactive elements overall is a good thing. And it makes sense for them implementing it with the movie.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, my issues with Galaxy's Edge withstanding or taken out of this, it should improve the ride at least.
Yeah, I like having a good movie attraction tie-in. Disney did that a lot in the 90s.
Although, if this movie doesn't do good, how long are they going to keep this tie-in in there?
I don't know. Maybe a long time.
I actually have no clue how this movie will do.
I don't.
Because it's essentially season 4 of The Mandalorian that they turned into a movie.
Oh, they did the Moana 2 thing.
Right, but they did Moana 2 thing, but like Moana was a movie franchise that they were going to make a Disney Plus show, and they decided, let's just convert it into a movie, which makes a little bit more sense. But it's just a straight show that they're turning the 4th season into a movie.
So they already filmed the 4th season and then they changed it to a movie, or was it written
No, I
as
think
a movie?
no. It's been they just decided from the get-go to make this into a movie.
I got you. Well, that's different than what Moana did because it shot it as a show,
but similar.
Okay, I got you.
It's the inverse a little bit. It started as a show into a movie a little bit. Yeah. So next May you can do that at Smuggler's Run. So,
yes.
But yeah, that's all the news we have though.
Yep.
That's it for the news. I'm sure there'll be more announced that we didn't catch this week. We will catch you next week. But
we shall.
We move on to our segment of Disney World dining we probably won't do again and dining that we would do again.
How about Disney dining? Repeat or no Pete? Is that dumb? Yeah.
I mean, it's better than what I had, which is nothing.
Redo or no do? I gotta have something catchy. I'm gonna work on it.
We'll just cut it in after the fact, where it sounds like it's clearly we just cut it in. That's what we'll do.
I tried my best.
Really, I think. Yeah. Well, until we can't find a catchy name, I guess we'll start with Disney World dining we probably wouldn't do again.
And we say probably because never say never, but probably.
I mean, unless there's a situation where, they're like, eat here or something bad happens. Like, fine. I'll go back to, we're going to talk about, let's do Magic Kingdom first.
Okay.
I think we're both in agreement here.
Yes.
Which is Be Our Guest.
Yes. So we have done Be Our Guest as lunch before. We have not tried dinner. Dinner is a prefix menu and it's pretty pricey. It's pretty pricey for this. And lately, the past, I don't know, I'd say 3 years, the reviews of this restaurant are very, very mixed. There's a lot of people who are like, yes, this is great. People are like, I had a terrible time here. Food's overpriced, whatever, all that stuff. So I just don't, prefix menus are iffy for me anyway. I have to really be into the food to do a prefix. Like the prefix menu at California Grill, for example, is delicious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have a little bit of choice, but like I would do that one again. But Be Our Guest, I don't know. One time it was enough for me in there. I don't think I need to do it again. I mean, what do you think?
I've had it twice and there was a pretty, you could tell like a drop off in the food quality the second time.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, it's like, this place has a lot of potential and what it could be. Mm-hmm. And kind of what it is it's almost just like a dining hall. And
it's so loud.
It's very loud. The beast kind of walks around sometimes. I don't know. It's one that I never cared to really go back after that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because a lot of people think it is a character meal because the beast appears. But it's like, no, this is not a character meal where he goes around each table and takes pictures. Like...
Yeah,
I think I've heard a couple of times people have said like, yeah, I would take a picture with him, but it's not the norm.
Right.
Like he doesn't really stop for pictures. I just call the middle part. I know it's like the ballroom, but it feels like a cafeteria.
It really does.
And I hate that so much.
Yeah.
I think this is a pass for us. I mean, unless they change the menu, do an overhaul of the menu, maybe. We'll see.
It's funny. A lot of Disney restaurants do this where like it'll be good and then it slides.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they get better and then it slides again. So I think this one right now is it's been in a slide for a bit. I think it was pretty good when it first opened.
Yeah.
Because you used to be able to get you get in the park early because you could do breakfast and then it kind of gave you a leg up. a lot of people would do that.
I mean, I think you guys still do that.
I think you can still do it, but you don't hear about it
But-
as much. A lot of people doing that. I think a lot of people used to kind of more focus on that a little
Yeah,
bit. But
I get it. I
not
get
as much
it.
now. But
Yeah.
all right, let's move over to Epcot.
Okay.
What is a dining that you probably would not do again?
I think I'm going to get some flack for this because I know there's a lot of people that love this, but I was not impressed. I would probably not do Garden Grill again.
Okay.
It was fine. We had breakfast when we went the last time. I had gone a couple times when I was younger, and then I went last year with my sister, and it was okay. Like, it was just okay. The characters coming around, they were a little bit rushed sometimes. Our server was great. We were sitting right next to the kitchen. I don't know, like it was fine, and the whole rotating restaurant like didn't bother me, because it does move.
Right.
It does goes around a circle. That didn't really bother me, but it did feel rushed when we were there. The food, like I said, the food was just okay. The steak was good. They had this grilled steak that came with breakfast, and it's like a family style is how they serve it, and it was okay. It was okay. Like, again, everything was okay, but I don't want to. I don't know. It's a lot of money to pay for just okay, and I could see those same characters minus Chip and Dale at other character dining locations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I just probably wouldn't do this again. Of the restaurants I've done at Epcot, this one I probably will just not do. If I want to do character dining at Epcot, I would choose Akershus. So that's just my opinion.
Well, if you think yours got some flack, I think mine's going to get some flack.
I
I don't care. I'm here for it. I like to fight people sometimes. So I'm going to say Via Napoli. We went, I've eaten here twice. The first time I ate here, I remember it being much better than the second time we went.
Okay.
And also just on principle. And the principle is I love pizza.
Yes.
Now, I'm not a big fan of this. I guess it's Tuscan style pizza, whatever
Right.
it is. It's just not the type of pizza that I typically enjoy. And also the prices here. If you want a meat lover's pizza, it's $60. If you're
That's a
charging
lot.
me $60 for pizza, it better be the most amazing thing I've ever had in my entire life. And even any pizza over, I'm going to say $30, better be amazing. Because for $60, I can get about 6 pizzas at okay pizza joints, and it's still pizza, and it's still pretty good. I just not a fan of this place. I think it's overpriced. I don't think the pizza's as good. At least maybe the style of it. I know people talk about different styles. Whatever it is, I didn't really care for it at that price point. Not that it was bad, but for $60, I also want more meat on it than they give you.
Right. Let me ask you a question. If the pizza wasn't 60, let's say it was 40.
It'd be better. That's still way overpriced for pizza.
But you still, okay.
I mean, to me,
It's
it's
still the
like
style, just isn't our
right.
thing.
It's like for pizza, it's like it should. I mean, maybe if you're at a theme park, I'm like, okay, $30 for a pizza, fine. But 60, and it is big. I mean, you give you big pieces, and the atmosphere is cool, and it's. I'm sure it's cooked how it's supposed to be cooked. But
For sure.
if at that price point, you already lost me. Pizza's not nearly as good as other pizza I've had from even some chains that I would just be like, yeah, I can pay $10 for a pizza, whatever. Yeah, it's not a place for me. I know people are going to disagree with me. That's fine. I don't care for it. I did notice on their menu, they didn't have this when we went there last year. Or was it 2 years ago we went?
I think it was last year.
Okay. They now have individual sizes. So before, I don't recall them having this on the menu. If they did,
I don't remember.
So, like, if you're looking here at, like, I mean, this is a car. I'm going to mess this up. Anyways, there's a pizza with artichoke on it. It's $58, but you can get the individualized size of it, and it's $24. So they have, and I don't know, I'm guessing that's like a personal pan maybe, or a couple of slices. I don't really know. But either way, you're talking for most of these pizzas, it's $40 and up. If you want meat, it's like $60. Like, that's crazy. Like,
And we understand the hype with this, and that.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, I understand the hype with this with other people that have tried it and love it. And I know they like import the water
I don't care.
from the region.
I'm just saying. I get it. People like it. I don't. We can fight about it. That's fine. We can be adults, and I'm not going to change my mind about it. But yeah, I understand some people like this place.
Yes.
I would
It
just
is
say go to
popular.
the pizza window outside that's not the same pizza.
Not the same pizza.
You can walk around and eat it because pizza is very mobile. It's mobile. You can eat it on the go, and you're not paying as much, and the quality probably isn't that much different. And you don't have to wait outside forever. It's all, and I'm not a big fan of like sit down things, anyways, especially for pizza. Like I don't recall the last time. I think this is the only place I've been to where it's a sit down thing with only pizza. Pizza is meant to be eaten while you're doing other things.
They have other stuff besides, but I understand.
Yeah, but they're a
what you're
pizza
saying.
joint. This is like having a Domino's that's only a sit-in restaurant. Nobody's going to go. You grab a piece of pizza and you do other stuff while you eat it. That's one of the benefits of pizza.
Okay, listen. They had a Pizza Inn or a Pizza Inn. I don't know.
That's a buffet.
They had a buffet.
That's different.
That's a sit-down buffet.
CC's Pizza it was $5 a person, and you could sit down, but you could eat as much pizza as you could just fit into your stomach.
For sure.
That's different. I'm talking like...
Was it great pizza? What? Not necessarily, but it also wasn't $40. All right.
It's like chicken nuggets. There's a max in which you would pay for chicken nuggets, correct?
I'm probably yes.
Even if it was the most imported of chicken nuggies you've ever found.
The chickens came directly from Italy.
And you're like, you could have all this stuff, and they're like, okay, our chicken nuggets are $86. You're like, that's insane. I'll go to Chick-fil-A. Like, you know.
I do like Chick-fil-A.
Certain foods have certain ceilings. In my mind, pizza's one of those. Anyways.
That's fair. That is fair.
Send all your hate mail all you like. Not going to change my mind. Okay. All right. Nor will I probably change yours, but that's fine. We can agree to disagree. All right. Let's move on to Hollywood Studios.
All right. This is kind of an easy one, but Dining World restaurant.
Dining World. I like Dining World. Walt Dining World.
Walt Dining World. All we have is food. Food on the floor. Food on the ceiling. Food. You're going to ride a pepperoni slice.
Well, I was talking just a world of restaurants. You're talking actual attractions.
Oh, no. Your attractions are made of food.
Okay.
Let's go through the cheese playground. Swiss cheese.
It's not a bad idea.
Never
really.
mind. Anyway.
I like giant pizzas like Dumbo. You're on pizza slices.
Oh, pizza pies.
There you
like
go.
Pie.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. Spaghetti noodle racetrack.
How would that work?
Big noodles. So you have to stay on the track.
All right. Well, we'll have a new theme park we'll pitch, and it'll be Food World. But go on how you thought about Hollywood
What just
Studios.
happened? I have no idea what just happened. Anyway, so this is kind of a softball one for me at least. One restaurant I will never eat at again at Hollywood Studios is Mama Melrose because it's closing very soon, and I don't want to have to try it again.
So you just chose the easy way out.
I did choose an easy one because this one's hard. Like Hollywood Studios is harder for me because they don't have that many sit-down restaurants. But Mama Melrose just, it's okay. Again, it's another Italian choice. But Napoli's Italian, Mama Melrose Italian, and I won't be sad to see it go. I'm happy to see what will replace it. So
Okay.
that's fair.
Well, mine probably won't come as a shock. I know it won't come as a shock to you.
Right.
But is Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, which is the newest sit-down restaurant in Hollywood Studios based off Toy Story. This is every bit quick service barbecue level, and they upcharge it as if it's a character meal. We went and ate here, and not that the food's terrible. I'm not saying it was, but it's just very basic barbecue. Now, I am a barbecue snob, admittedly. I've had very, very good barbecue, and I fully admit it is almost impossible to do that level of barbecue in a theme park setting.
Like a mass scale.
Well, because typically really good barbecue, they only have a certain amount they make, and when they're out, they're out. So having it just at scale like that becomes very difficult. So I recognize that. But the prices you pay here should be a character meal. It's not. It's just, and it's all you can eat. And it's got a cool atmosphere. But we went and ate here, and then we went to Regal Eagle like a couple of weeks later. And I still contend Regal Eagle is better barbecue than Roundup Rodeo.
I would say even Polite Pig is better.
Polite Pig is better. Well,
Rodeo.
Polite Pig is the best, one of the best examples of like an actual barbecue restaurant at scale that does it pretty well. It's still not to the same levels like competition stuff, but it's still really good. But in terms of in a theme park, I still contend Regal Eagle is the best I've had for barbecue. Now, I am very curious. I've heard really good things in Epic Universe about
Oak
Oak
Star
Star Tavern. I've heard that's very good. I will check that out. But typically, barbecue in theme parks not going to be great. So this one, I don't think the food is good enough to justify the price, and I would just go to Regal Eagle if I wanted barbecue in a theme park.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because you can still get a half chicken there for $15.
Well, the theming of the restaurant's cool and like the stuff they do around it and everything, but yeah, strictly speaking with the food like and the prices, I understand that.
What was it, like $55 a person?
Yeah, something like that. Like I think it was in the 50s, but yeah, it's a lot, but okay.
That's me. So
that is you.
All right, let's move over to Animal Kingdom.
Well, here's another pizza one for you. Pizzafari. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. If I wanted,
but it's not $60.
It's not 60, right? I remember they had this deal years ago. I want to say it was in 2019 before everything happened with COVID. They had a deal where you could do it was $19, $19.99 or something. You could get a full pizza, 2 salads, and 2 drinks or something for like a family of 4.
Wasn't it like an...
Do you remember this?
I do remember something. I thought it was more of an all you care to enjoy.
Was it? Okay, maybe it was.
It was.
I remember the price being like $20 though, and I was like, that is so cheap. But looking at it and like, okay, well, it's just mediocre, just pizza. If I'm at Animal Kingdom, there's so much other better food to get. You know what I mean? Like Nomad Lounge, Tiffin's, we'll talk about more what you say, but just so many other good food choices that I just would never choose Pizzafari.
Unless they decide to go Cece's route and they go $7 a person and all you can eat.
Have you been to Disney World?
It's not good. I'm not saying the pizza's good, but you can take bad pizza because it's still pizza at the end of the day. You can get ranch dressing. You can get Parmesan cheese. Ranch dressing goes a long ways to help the ills of pizza.
Right. I'm just talking about the price, though.
I agree.
Never do a $7.
I'm saying if you did this, it would then become a value and be like, that pizza's not too bad. Because Cece's Pizza, like if you're asking me, do you want to order out pizza? You want to get Cece's? I'd be like, no. But if you're like, hey, you want to go to Cece's and eat all you can eat? I'm like, of course.
You're funny.
Pizza is a quantity thing. This is why I don't like Via Napoli. It's all about quantity of you're getting for the food or what you're paying. It's a budget thing.
You're functioning like a college student.
I'm functioning like a rational adult. If I get people to help me move and I'm trying to do it on the cheap, well, guess what you get them? You get them pizza.
Yeah.
Because you get a couple of pizzas that feeds a decent group of people. Like, there you go.
Oh, you're so funny.
Be like, hey, help me move. I'm going to get Via Napoli for you, and I'm going to go into debt for this because 4 pizzas is going to cost me $5,000.
Oh, you're funny.
Meanwhile, Domino's is like, hey, we'll give you a free pizza with every order if you'd like. You're like, I don't want to lose money on this deal, so okay.
Or what is it the deal we have for Marco's Pizza here? It's like every time there's a full moon, 50% off.
Yeah.
Pizzas are like,
listen, this is what pizza joints do. You don't stand on your, like, we're so fancy. You're pizza, okay? There's certain things you do as a pizza joint.
Okay.
And Pizzafari is not good pizza, but if they went the Cece's route, they could save it. I agree with you on Pizzafari.
Okay.
The other one I would say is Restaurantosaurus. It's just bad. I've never had a good meal here. It's just been very meh, average.
The burger's
quick
not
dining.
Great.
No.
The fries. I did try the black garlic truffle Parmesan fries they have. And they weren't bad, but it was just the regular Disney fries with it was just topped on it. Like it wasn't anything like special as far as like the flavors melding.
Truffle is like it's like organic. It's the word you can throw onto things to charge an extra amount for.
Yeah.
Like we have French fries, they're truffle, and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm not against truffle, but
it's fine. I mean, like I said, it does get used obviously because it's like one of the only quick service sit down places in Animal Kingdom, but like other things in Animal Kingdom at Dinoland, it will be going away.
This is
at
true.
The end of the year, right?
You know what?
Year?
Yeah, I believe, yeah.
So not a lot of time to enjoy.
You know what could save a lot of the quick service at Disney, making it even better, is
What?
they brought back one thing that they haven't brought back since COVID. Our toppings bars.
Toppings bars.
It saves meals. You have more variety.
It saves meals.
It makes you feel like you're getting way more for what you're
right.
paying. So
I guess, or like Pecos Bills.
That's what Pecos Bills is like the biggest offender of this.
That's the one that I think of. Yeah.
But if you have like okay food, you like give people, you can get some mayonnaise and make your own fancy sauce with the ketchup. It saves the fries. Like there's a lot of things you can do to make it better, but Restaurantosaurus, I won't be sad to see that go. So
fair enough.
All right, let's talk about the resorts. What is a place you would not eat again?
All right. There's a lot of good places to eat at the resorts.
Mm-hmm.
And one that I do not think lives up to the hype, even though it's still very popular, is Chef Mickey's.
I would agree with that.
I don't know. Like, it's okay. It's just okay. Like, the food isn't amazing. And it's very expensive. So, like, yes, you meet Mickey and Minnie, and I think it's Pluto, Goofy, and somebody else, maybe Donald. I can't remember exactly who's there, but it's around the Fab Five kind of thing. And for breakfast, it's $58 for adults. For dinner, it's almost $70. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and I understand it's a character meal and everything, but I don't know. Like there's better options for meeting the characters at a resort and getting better food. That's just, I guess that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. Yeah. I also don't like it's a weird setup in there too.
The ceiling is the lobby seal or the, contemporary. It is cool to see the monorail going through though. That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's always busy. It's loud. I don't know. Like I'm not going to complain too much about this place because, like I said, it's not terrible. It's just there's so many other better options than this.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I agree about Chef Mickey's. I'm going to throw in another one that'd probably get people mad at me.
Okay.
And mine is the Yachtsman. And before anybody yells, which that's fine, you can yell at me if you'd like. I think it comes down to this place was always super hyped up as like the best steak you're ever going to have on property and all this stuff. And the steak is okay. But maybe it's because I've gotten much more better at cooking and making steaks and all that stuff myself. I didn't find the steak to be anything that amazing, especially for the price you're paying. I think there's a way better steak at California Grill, which is actually more expensive than this. And I would say that meal was, overall, we had a really good meal. I would say that one was actually kind of worth it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best steak I've had on property is California Grill. Yachtsman, I just wasn't that impressed with, and the service wasn't that great.
We've talked about this review before.
I've been there a couple of times, and I never was blown away with the service. I don't think the steaks are that good for the price. I just feel like it's overhyped, and I have no desire to go back.
Yeah.
It's got a cool atmosphere. I like the idea of Yachtsman. It's just, it's kind of, maybe it was just because it was hyped up so much. Same with Via Napoli as well. Via Napoli kind of gets that hype too.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it justified the hype.
Yep.
Personally speaking.
I like to try the places or go to the places that are just more quiet. People aren't as like excited about them, but there's still good options and there's still like decent prices and all that stuff.
I also like going to places.
Sebastian's Bistro.
Yeah.
That's a great example of what I'm talking about. That doesn't get talked about very much, at least I don't think it is. But you get a lot of food and the price is decent and it's really good.
Yeah, I've always had a good experience there. We've eaten there like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I also like to go to places where I don't feel like when you're coming in, they're like, you have the privilege of dining here. I'm like, I can stop you right there. I don't care how good your food is. Like that immediately, like I just don't like that atmosphere. And I'm not saying that's how they operate, but it does have that vibe about it.
You're like that dynamic ain't gonna work.
I'm from the Midwest, okay?
Okay.
Price is always going to play a factor. I don't care if I become a billionaire. I'm still going to be like, you want how much for that? Like that's insane.
Oh, that's so true.
I will go to Marco's.
That is so
It is a full moon tonight, ma'am. I don't know if you know that or not. I can get a full pizza at half
50%.
price.
Okay.
And I will drive to go get it because I'm not paying that delivery fee. Are you crazy?
You're so funny. Although I know this about you, so I know how you are. The sorry. The comparison about paying for food and how you are versus like how my parents are is the opposite end of the spectrum, and it is crazy. Growing up, when I was like how I did with them, and then now I'm married to you, my brain hurts.
This has been Jared Rants About Food.
All right.
There's either a contingent of people that are like, all right, let this guy cook. And there's another contingent that are like wanting to throw whatever they're listening to at me, which is fine.
You are one of a kind, sir.
All right, let's move on to dining we would do again.
Yes.
So we'll end on a happy note.
So
so let's go to Magic Kingdom first.
So Magic Kingdom. Okay. So I think we've tried every restaurant at Magic Kingdom. Is that right? Have we had them all? We've had them all.
I believe so.
Yeah. The one that I do want to go back to is Tony's Town Square.
Really?
Yes. And here's why. I don't want to get an entree. You know what I want to do?
Breadsticks?
No, I want breadsticks. I want the garlic bread for the table.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Caesar salad, maybe a house salad, maybe, I'm not sure. And dessert. And I want to sit outside and I want to people watch and or watch the parade go by.
Okay.
I want that experience again. I don't think like you're saying, especially like in a theme park, it's hard for me to go into a theme park and like if you're having like a day where it's like ride focused or characters or whatever, and not so much like I want to sit down like kind of, you know, switch my brain to a different like thing where I'm sitting down and trying to enjoy this like beautiful meal. It's hard to do with the theme park. At resorts, a little bit different, but at theme parks, it's harder to do. With this, I feel like that this fits. It's like, okay, I can take a little break. I can still be outside. I can still do all the people watching and everything, but just enjoy it. And I've never had the best food at Tony's Town Square, but it doesn't mean I can't have a great experience doing it this way.
I've never hated Tony's Town Square as much as other people have.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I had it was part of when they had it was a Halloween party, and then they had that Cruella de Vil's, like, it was the Inception party, the party within a party.
What was it called?
Cruella de Vil's, I don't know. It was an extra thing you added on, and we tried it. The food, I thought, because it was like you just come and win as you wanted, and it was all you could eat, and all you could get alcohol. Like, it wasn't a bad, well, I say bad deal. It depends on how much you're going to eat, but it was a nice convenience to have. You also got, like, you didn't have to wait for the parade. You could just have a area where you could just go to. And so, what were you going to say?
Cruella's Halloween Hideaway is what it was called.
Okay. And they had Tony's Town Square. This is where it was at. And I thought it was pretty, they had like ravioli and stuff. Like, it was pretty decent. Like,
a fondue.
I don't do fondue.
Okay.
Fondue
well, they did have one.
Gross.
Okay.
I don't know if you've read this or not. People that have worked at like Golden Corral, where they have the, you know, chocolate fountains and all that stuff like that. All of them have basically said, anytime a kid stuck his finger in there, they put something in there, they would take it away and then they would just put it right back.
Oh, gross.
People are gross, and they stick stuff in the fondue fountains, and unless it's like in a controlled environment, I'm not doing that, personally speaking. But I feel like the food's okay, but it does have a good location. So I think for what you were laying out there, that would be a good time to just, you know, have some appetizers and maybe a drink or something.
Appetizers.
And just chill. Yep. My Magic Kingdom would be Liberty Tree Tavern.
Oh.
I do enjoy the colonial atmosphere. I enjoy the food and the what's the dessert they have there?
The ooey gooey.
Yes, that thing is delicious.
Toffee pudding.
I mean, this place is pricey, but it's not right now. It's not a character meal. They do have character dining here sometimes, or they used to.
No, they used to back in the day.
Yeah.
Somebody actually messaged me and said I went there with my son in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, how was? She goes, it was the best time. It was so cute. And we did it a couple times actually. I was like, oh
yeah.
Nice.
And the atmosphere is cool. Like I enjoyed. We've eaten here one time. I enjoyed it. So I would do this again.
I've been here multiple times, but I've been here once with you.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
I did go as a teen. I remember, but it wasn't all you care to enjoy at that time.
Yeah, I kind of wish it wasn't all you care to enjoy. I wish you could just get select things, which is one thing I like about like at Tambu Lounge over in Ohana is you can order stuff from Ohana that you don't have to just eat the full Ohana meal. You can get like the noodles or the bread pudding.
Yeah,
so I wish you had options like that on some of this stuff. But
yeah,
overall though, I think this is a good. I would eat here again.
Yeah.
So
very good.
All right, let's move over to Epcot.
Okay, Epcot. I would like to go back to Coral Reef. I haven't been in probably 20 years.
I don't think I've ever eaten at Coral Reef.
Yeah. I don't remember anything about the food. I remember what it looks like inside. I remember the aquarium and the views and everything. So I would like to go back and see how it is. I know sometimes it gets mixed reviews, but I just remember being like, oh, this is a cool restaurant. So I really like to try it again. If I don't include that one because it's been so long, I would say I want to try Space 220 again and just do like lounge seating if I could.
I've never been to either one of those. So
Okay.
I
All
can't
right.
speak to them.
All right.
Although
So yeah.
all I know about Coral Reef is that's where Danny Tanner was trying to propose.
Listen, and they did their radio show
Underwater.
in the water.
Because that
I
makes
remember
sense.
that.
Yeah. Uncle Jesse and Joey in their radio show.
That's what people do.
Which would
Jerry.
just be a podcast today, which is actually pretty funny.
We're going to go to our pool at the community center, well, at the amenity center, and we're going to record the podcast underwater. Did you know that? That's what we're doing.
I mean, I'm not against around the pool.
No, in the water.
A private pool.
As a scuba diver.
There's too many other people around.
That's true.
And their hijinks.
That's true.
Unless it's my own private pool. But yes,
Where
we could
would,
do that.
Where would you go again?
Funny enough, I mean, I know the British are not known for their food necessarily, as the British people get mad at me here. I'm going to make everybody mad at some point or happy. I don't know. I really did enjoy Rose and Crown when I had it. Now, this was years ago. I haven't had it since 2019. This was when they had the Illuminations part of the dining package you could get, and it was like I don't know, because it wasn't all you can eat, I don't think, but it was like you had 3-course meal, and then you had all you could drink stuff as well. I remember I had the bangers and mash, and it was surprisingly really, really good.
Nice.
So I wasn't expecting much out of this place, and I came away pretty impressed. So I would eat here again. I'm very curious if the food is still that good, or maybe I was just super hungry that day, or maybe just because I wasn't expecting much out of it. But I do remember I thoroughly enjoyed it and got to watch the fireworks and had some drinks with it. So I don't know if I would do that meal. Well, they don't even offer that meal anymore.
I think you can do it with the Luminous one now.
Oh, they still have that package?
I think
Okay.
they still have it. But the menu they offer is very limited.
Yeah, it's not a huge menu.
Yeah.
But I would do that one again.
Okay.
So,
Very cool.
all right, let's move over to Hollywood Studios, which I think we both have the same pick here.
Yeah. So we both were talking about it. We would go to Sci-Fi Drive-In again.
I like the atmosphere of it.
Yeah.
The old school concept. I mean, you eating in the dark a little bit, but you can figure that out.
Yeah, eating in the dark is not the easiest, but it's the environment, it's the vibe,
I've eaten in the dark a lot. It's not a big deal.
and it's cold in there.
They do keep it AC, yeah.
It's really.
And you
cold
see some
in
old
there.
movies and stuff sitting in a car eating food, and it's like classic American like burgers and stuff like that. And the burger, the food's decent. Like it's not the best ever, but it's
okay.
It's pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, we've had Brown Derby a bunch of times, so we didn't want to say that. And we've been to 50s Prime Time and the Hollywood and Vine. That one's iffy. I almost thought about putting that on my would never do again list, but the characters switch out for seasons, and that's kind of cool. So I was like,
but
I'm
the
not gonna
food
put that.
there is not very good.
But the food is subpar. But Sci-Fi Drive-In is like, it's such a good location, and the food is pretty decent. And I know they just got a whole bunch of new menu items, so something to consider maybe trying soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, let's move over to Animal Kingdom. And I think we have the same one here as well.
Oh, Yak and Yeti for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not horribly priced, and you have the quick service option you can get as well. But for the sit down part, and I do, I like Chinese food, so
yeah. And if you're a Landry's member, you get priority seating. So you just show them your card, be like, "Hey, I'm Landry's." They're like, right this way." They seat you really quickly.
It's like in Wayne's World when you had the backstage pass, you just flash
backstage passes. So yeah, it's delicious. We went there. What was it? A year ago?
Yeah,
something like that.
We've had the walk-up window part before.
Yes, we've had that a couple times. So good.
But all around, it's really good.
I would definitely have your the chicken that I got was so good. And I don't even do just appetizers here too. Like if you just want to take a quick meal or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad spot.
So delicious.
Agreed. All right, let's move over to the resorts. What is a meal at a resort that you would do again?
So I haven't been here since I was like 16 for breakfast. I did go here a couple years ago with some friends for dinner, but I want to do breakfast again at Cape May Cafe.
Okay, I've never eaten here. Wait, have I eaten here?
No, I don't think you have.
No, I remember we went, and then it took forever to get seated, and we didn't end up staying.
Okay. I went with I went with some people that we both know, and that's
Who? I'm just kidding.
that's when they spilled a drink all over me. Do you remember? Do you remember
Oh
telling
yeah,
you that?
and they didn't take anything off.
And
your
that
bill.
was really awkward, and it was weird, and I was like, okay, but that was dinner, and since then they have brought back breakfast with the characters. They didn't have it at the time. So it's like Minnie's Beach Bash. It's like Minnie and Daisy, and they're all like in their beach wear or whatever, and it's so cute, and the food is really good. So I would like to go back there. Hopefully we can soon.
Okay. Mine is Topolino's Terrace over at the Riviera. First off, I love the Riviera, and we've eaten at Topolino's 2 or 3 times. Sorry, Topolino's. I'm going to call it Topolino's. I think at least twice, maybe 3 times, but
I've had breakfast twice, dinner once.
never had a bad meal here.
Yep.
And at least I think the prices have gone up a little bit, but for what like the character dining when they have that is not horribly priced compared to the other ones, and I think the food quality is remarkably better. And even for dinner, it was some of the best food I've had. I mean, this would be an argument between this and California Grill, but I think with Topolino's you have close to the level, at least for dinner, I remember, of California Grill level of food.
Yeah.
You still have the views up there. You're at the Riviera, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good dining experience when we did it.
Oh my gosh!
Like from the service to the food to the atmosphere to everything else. Like I thoroughly thought it was a great meal.
It's
and
so good.
And if I'm gonna spend, like I'm not against spending money on a good meal. There are limits, but it's kind of like my beef with Via Napoli. For that money, I would much rather eat at Topolino's Terrace than get a pizza for $60.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do. I would much rather do Topolino's over Via Napoli.
Yeah. So I mean,
both Italian.
Yeah, if you're talking dining experience, I think Topolino's is perhaps the best of the resorts.
It is definitely one of the best. Definitely. Yeah, been there a couple times and never, like you said, never had a bad meal. Would I get the risotto? Isn't that what I got? It was so good.
I got the risotto. You got
what did I get?
Lamb or something.
Oh,
you
that's
had something. It was because you like your stuff more well done than I do.
Yes,
and it was still very flavorful and juicy and like
so good.
It was still really really good.
Oh yes.
And the bread was really good.
Here. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My mouth is watering.
I haven't eaten yet, so
okay.
I've just had an energy drink.
Look at you.
So I'm chock full of energy, ready to go.
Okay.
But all right, was there anything like runner up or honorable mentions?
I mean, I kind of mentioned them as I went. These are the ones that I mentioned are ones that have been in my brain to like try and go back to soon. There's more, of course. There's more that I want to try. Like I would try to go back to Teppan Edo, which is the like hibachi place in Japan in Epcot.
I don't know any runners up. I mean, I would say California Grill. I think I mentioned it as like one of the better ones. I would do again.
Yeah. That one's really good too.
So, all right. Well, anything else you want to add about food?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the show. Be sure to check us out on social media. We're at Cap the Magic everywhere, including even TikTok now. And then if you want daily videos over on YouTube at Cap the Magic, I do daily videos on theme parks and pop culture over there, and closing in on almost 12,000 subs over there. I think it's very close, like 150 away, something like that. So it's going very well over there. You can also check out video versions of the show, like I mentioned before, at CTM Podcast over on YouTube, so you can catch the podcast over there. And then we have other shows on the network. We have the CTM Universal show where we talk about Universal Studios, and we will have a new episode next week. And then Jamie has Trip Tales, which is her trip report show.
It just came out this past Monday for April, and I'll have a new one in a couple weeks. If you want to be a guest on a future Trip Tales episode, you can go to ctmtriptales.com, click on the Be on Trip Tales box thing at the top, and fill out details about your trip. And if it's something I am interested in covering on the show, I will contact you.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the show. So thank you, everybody, for listening and or watching. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us.
Thank you.
And as Jamie always likes to say,
we will see you in the parks.
bye.